Hey guys, thought I'd let you know what I was up to this past weekend. My best friend and I actually got to go down to Burbank and go to the Vampire Diaries convention, which was really exciting because I've never been to any convention other than Vlogger Fair, and it was my favorite TV show, so what better way to truly get the experience than to go and see stuff from your favorite show. And they had actually a great cast of celebrities for this convention. They had some for the originals and some from the Vampire Diaries. The actors from the originals, there was Chase Coleman, who plays Oliver. There was Oliver Ackland, who plays Tristan DeMartell. Andrew Lees, he plays Lucian Castle. And Charles Michael Davis, he plays Marcel. And then from the Vampire Diaries, there was Micah Parker. He played Adrian. He was a hybrid for a few episodes. There's Chris Brochu. He plays Luke Parker. Jodie Lynn O'Keefe. She played Joe Parker. There is also Zach Rohrig, who plays Matt Donovan. Chris Woods plays Kai Parker. Michael Malarkey, he plays Enzo. And then Ian Somerhalder plays Damon Salvatore. And Paul Wesley plays Stefan Salvatore. And the package that we received, or that I bought, was the gold package. That's the top package. There's gold, silver, copper, and then general admission. And so with the gold package, we got to pick our seats, which we chose second row. And then you get to have those seats throughout the whole weekend and see all the panels. And then you also got to go to the Friday night karaoke, the Saturday concert, and then there's also a costume contest. There was a trivia game, and then you got some autographs. We received with the gold package Micah and Chase, Charles, Andrew, Ian, and Paul were the ones that came with the gold package. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get Ian and Paul's autographs because we had to leave the day that the convention was over, and we left halfway through the day, and their autographs were like towards the end of the day. But we were able to get pictures with them, which I was so pleased with. We got pictures with Ian individually, Paul individually, and Zach. We had to get pictures with Maddie Blue Eyes. And those were the three actors that have been on the show since day one. So those were our all-time must-have pictures. Next time we're going to change it up because we will be going next time. It is quite addicting. Once you get there and you're right with the people, I can see why people go back again and again, because that 10 seconds of a interaction with the pictures, it's just not enough time. And then you just want to have all the pictures, all different kinds of pictures. It's so much fun. I definitely suggest staying in the hotel that the convention is being held at. It makes things so much easier, especially if you have breaks in between. You can go up to your room, or if you forget anything, touch up your makeup, anything like that. It makes it a lot more simple. Plus, a lot of the actors will be staying at that hotel, except this time it sounded like a lot of the actors actually live in California. So some of them just went home, which was really cool because they were all in good moods because they hadn't been traveling. They just got up and came to the convention. And you do see them walking around sometimes. So I also suggest finding the meet and greet area first thing. If it's a really good spot, you can just see them walk right by. We just kind of stood there and would watch actors walk to and from meet and greet areas. And don't mob them when you see them walking by. They do have handlers for the convention walking with them, and the handlers have to stick to the rules. And some of the rules are that the fans are not allowed to touch the actors, no autographs or pictures, because they want you to pay for them, obviously. So if there's a handler around, no point asking for a picture because you're not going to get one. The actors actually, when I did ask a few of them, they did kind of seem like they were willing, but then they'd look around and see that there was a handler there, and then they'd say, no, I can't because I'll get in trouble. So if you want selfies with them and not have to pay for photo ops, you're going to get those during the karaoke night because they do mingle around, especially Chase. He loves to just jump in the audience and run around and dance. So the karaoke night is when you're really going to get selfies. You can, if they're walking by, try to snap a picture real quickly, but they're not going to pose for you, and they're definitely not going to give you autographs. So I would say just watch them walk by, kind of say hi to them. Some of them will say hi. I actually got to stop and talk with David Alpay. That's another one that I didn't mention. He plays Professor Shane, Professor Atticus Shane. He was walking through, and at the time there wasn't a handler with him. So I started chatting with him about the night before. Just talk to them. Don't automatically ask them for a picture. If you talk to them like they're people, they're more willing to stop and talk to you. If you act like a crazy fan, then they just kind of ignore you and walk by. So have something to talk to them about, like they're people. So I sat and talked with David for a few minutes, and then I asked him for a picture, and then all of a sudden one of the handlers was standing right there, and he looked and was like, oh, nope, I can't. So I just kind of pulled my camera out and just, oh, here, you stand right there, and I'll just take a picture of you standing behind me. And so he was okay with that because he wanted to give you a picture. And I asked Chase, and he kind of looked over at one of the people and was like, get me a karaoke night. So they do want to take pictures. It's just they have to abide by the convention rules because the convention people, that's how they're making their money. So yeah, just be polite, respect the rules, respect the actors first and foremost, because yeah, it is really cool that you get to see them every week and you are there to see them, but they're people and you just got to remember that. And so I also suggest doing Q&A. When they're doing panels, they're there mainly to ask or to answer questions from the fans. So they have people on two sides or each side of the stage with microphones, and then you line up and then they go through and ask questions. Sometimes they get off on a tangent and then the workers have to remind them, hey, come over here, got a question. But that's a really good chance to have a one-on-one interaction. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of people and it can be nerve-wracking if you have stage fright and you're already nervous to talk to the people. And I also say, come up with a good question. I can't tell you how many times we heard the same question from the same people just asking different actors. And they hear those questions all the time. So they're kind of saying the same stories every convention. And then with the gold panel, which is the Ian and Paul exclusive, we heard one question and then looking back and seeing some clips that people had posted, the same person asked the same question the exact same way for the 1 hour panel for everybody else. So just think, if they answer the same question every convention, they answered the same question the same day, asked by the same person. Kind of annoying. So come up with something original that maybe is more meaningful to the actor, with something that they do outside of the Vampire Diaries. Because, Ian is a really big activist in the environment. Ask him something about that rather than asking him about Damon and practical jokes and your favorite moment on set and everything. They hear that all the time. So they already have those stories prepared. So if you've seen videos of them answering questions at different conventions, you're going to get the same answer because they answer it all the time. So yeah, come up with something meaningful to ask and just be prepared when you're asking the question, because it can be scary to talk to them and then you fumble over their words and they might not understand what you were actually asking, or they'll go off on a tangent and not truly answer your question. So that's kind of what we did this weekend. And if you have any suggestions, any comments, any stories about a convention that you've gone to, go ahead and leave a comment below. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'm going to also include kind of like a little slideshow with hopefully just a few of my favorite pictures, because there are a lot of good pictures that I took. I took so many pictures. I'll try to just leave a few pictures of my experience, and I'll also be posting some clips from the weekend. So I hope you enjoy. Bye.